Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Frontier. It's just a few minutes after the last time I left you guys, but there was something in the shop that was so astounding I just had to show you. So I'm going to set a delivery point here and go into the shop. And look here in the sale, there's something we actually can use for a reasonable price. So we're going to go ahead and buy this planter. It's big. It holds 10,000 liters total. That's 3,500 liters, I think, of seeds and 65 of fertilizer. I think that's the way it works, but it's big. So we're going to change some colors up on this. Go with case because that's what we're pulling it with, and black, of course. I modified this seeder at one point. It's supposed to take liquid fertilizer, and I modified it to take solid fertilizer. But it's a little tricky to load the solid fertilizer in there. You have to hold it above the tank where the liquid fertilizer used to go, but it does in fact load in. So, XML files, I know just enough to be dangerous, I think. So I had a couple of very interesting conversations recently. The first one was I got a visit from a representative of the local government who was very concerned that I had bought up all of their producing oil wells in a very short amount of time. And he wanted to know what my intentions were. I assured him that my intentions are purely honorable, and that all will go as before. I'm going to continue to pump. I'm going to continue to take my oil to the local refinery, and that their supply will be uninterrupted. But I also mentioned to them that I was thinking about opening some more businesses outside the wall here and would appreciate their support and, more importantly, their lack of interference. So I think we have an agreement now that whatever goes on outside the wall, they are not going to see. So that bodes well for us in our production of Jägermeister. But speaking of Jägermeister, I did talk to our distributor, and he informed me that while he's able to sell the Jägermeister that we have produced so far, that the clientele is very specific. And he feels that if we had something that would appeal to more people, and that maybe we could produce more of, then we could accomplish our goals a little more quickly. So I'm going to continue to plant this barley and think on that. And when I'm done, maybe I'll have a solution. So I'm seeding this field and I'm racking my brains trying to figure out what we can produce that would appeal to more people and that we could make more of, but still have the same effect we're looking for, if you know what I mean. And it finally came to me. There is only one substance that is responsible for more bad decisions than any other substance in the history of ever. And that substance is, of course, beer. We can produce a whole lot of beer in a short amount of time with very few ingredients. This particular brewery is the extra special brewery. It will produce 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We've got 3 different shifts of people working. This thing will never shut down. It will make beer constantly. We can make 2 different kinds of beer. We can make 4 different kinds of beer, but we're only going to make 2 because they require the fewest ingredients. One is hops, and the other is wheat. So we can grow our own wheat, and we're going to discuss that in just a second. But we do need to address the hop situation. We're going to do that with a greenhouse of sorts. This is a hops production. It goes with this brewery here, but that brewery requires different ingredients, so we're going to just use the hops from that production with this production. Should work just fine. And I think we're going to get one right there. And then I'm not sure if this one's going to fit or not. I'm afraid that if we put it in there, we're not going to be able to get to our distribution silo there. So we're going to put it on this side, but I'm not sure that's going to completely fit on our own land. So I think we're just going to go ahead and buy this plot. It's $518,364, so that's going to take most of our money right there. But we should still have enough money for another hops production. And it can go right here next to this one. We'll never need to get to any sort of spawning, so we're just going to put it right in here. It's just going to distribute hops directly to the brewery. Plop it right there, and we're good to go. Our hops production here is going to need seeds and manure and water. We already have water distribution. We're going to need to put some seeds and some manure in there. But before we do that, I think we need to address our wheat field. So I have a very large plow here. I want to line everything up so I get a nice rectangular field. We're going to go a little further up there. But what I'm looking for is a nice sharp rectangle so that my workers won't have any problems dealing with it. All right, so that's our field plowed. We are ready to seed that with wheat. I'm going to do that off camera. Also, we're going to fill up the hops productions with manure and seeds, and then I'm going to sleep for a few months. So I'll see you guys then. So it's now July. Our sugar cane is looking good, not ready to harvest yet. It takes a while. Our barley looks great. Our wheat looks good. They're both fully fertilized. We're just waiting for them to be ready. Bought a trailer and a manure sell point so that I could fill up the two hops productions with manure, and I bought seeds and put those in. As you can see, we are now $16,836 in debt. So, waiting on some beer, and I think it's time to sell some oil. So, we currently have about 100,000 liters in each one of our wells. Our trailer holds 500,000 liters. We should be able to get it all in there for this one big load. This is going to take a while. I'll get back to you. Well, we have a full load of oil, 500,000 liters. There's a few hundred liters left in the wells, but not enough to worry about. And wow, there's nobody walking in front of me. That's nice. All right, we're going to sell this oil. It's going to take a while. I'll get back to you. Just a few thousand liters to go. And we made $2,256,440 in harvest income. And minus our debt, it's a little bit less than that. So we're doing all right. And I think, I don't want to commit to anything, but I think that that's going to be our last production that we're going to install. I think we're going to be fine with beer and Jägermeister. We're going to appeal to a broad spectrum of people. So we shouldn't have to spend any more big money on productions. We should just be able to put away all of our income in the future, maybe buy a few tools. But other than that, I think we're going to just be making money from now on. Speaking of making money, we need to sell some alcohol. All right, a nice little ride in the Unimog. Building up a good head of steam here. I want to be going as fast as we possibly can go. Because you know, when we get around this corner, we're going to hit these railroad tracks and hopefully catch some air. Here we go. Woohoo! Nice. All right, so I got the Jägermeister on the trailer. Now we need to spawn some beer. All right, Gambrinus. Yep, we have a full tank. Get that spawned. Very nice. Let's get it on the trailer. But I think I see what our problem is going to be here. And let's try it. I don't think it's going to stack. No, loading area is full. So we're going to need a bigger trailer. I'll get back to you. So I got a bigger trailer. It's quite a bit bigger. I tried a couple of others and I couldn't fit it all on there. So it's going to have to be this trailer. I'm going to try to get into this tight space. I don't know how that's going to work out, but I'm going to try. And we may have to make other arrangements. Oop. You know, I don't know what those orange straps are made out of, but it's strong. All right, we're going to see how this works out. I'm going to swing pretty wide here. Okay. We may have problems just getting in, not to mention getting out. Oh, Lord. Okay, we're in. Yeah, my distributor told me about that. He said they might complain about not wanting to take my beer, but they'd buy it anyway. And they did, so that's good. All right, so now the tricky part. I'm gonna... Oh, Lord. All right, I may have to do some movie magic to get this out of here. So, once again, I'll get back to you. And we're back. Safe and sound. All right, I've got to reload our hops production so we don't stop making beer. Waiting for the wheat. Waiting for the barley. Waiting for the sugar cane. So I think at this point we're just waiting. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. If you like this video, I sure would appreciate a thumbs up or a subscription. If you did not like this video, please post a comment and tell me why. Either way, thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time.